Hey, thanks for clicking the video. My name's Ben and I'm building a game called The Photographer. And this is my fourth video dev vlog. So stick around and we're going to talk about the changes that I made last week, which includes some new areas on the map, some sort of rebuilds, some small tweaks, some performance issues, and yeah, other minor changes. So yeah, starting from the beginning, I've spent a lot of time this week on performance. I ended up down a rabbit hole at the end, tail end of last week, and thought, yeah, let me dig deeper into this performance side of things. And yeah, I learned a little bit along the way. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much out of it as I thought I would in terms of performance for the game, which was, yeah, unfortunate. In certain areas, it's still pretty low. Still way better than what I had. I had like 12 frames per second originally. This area is very intensive, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you know, you can see it sort of jumps around 30, 28. Sometimes it jumps up to 40. I think the volumetric lighting is a big hog, and I definitely need to look into that in more detail. But it's playable. It's more than playable, so I'm not too worried just yet. I think I'm going to crack on with the game. I need to get this prototype finished, and then I'll come back and look at performance again. But what I did find, some interesting facts. So let's launch the profiler. I talked about this last week. This shows you in real time what's going on with your game. And it's really clever, really smart, and it gives you direction, tells you where to start looking for issues. So I can see, you know, rendering's quite high in comparison to everything else. What I thought was interesting and probably worth calling out is actually it has an impact on the FPS itself. So you can see at the moment I'm at 23, 22, 24. If I turn this off, it jumps straight up. So worth bearing in mind that actually the performance tool is obviously doing a lot, and that has an impact on your game. So my advice is just to sort of use this profiler, play your game a bit, and then come back and look at the information, and then make some changes. Turn the profile off, keep this open, and see what impact it's had. So that was interesting. Another thing I learned was, and I've got a list now this week, so I'm a bit more prepared. The light map encoding. Light maps. Oh, I've closed my profiler, but light maps were and still are a big hog on my game. And let me just show you where. No, main camera. I think it was in here somewhere on the camera itself. Or not. No. And I thought, oh, I tell you where it might be. So I've got my lighting and volume setups. I've got two setups for nighttime and daytime, but you'll probably just have one directional light, something like that. It was where the shadows. Here we go. This actually isn't what I was after, but this was another thing actually. The shadow map. Again, still really big. I dropped it down to medium from ultra, and visually, yeah, I can see that there is a difference. But it's that trade-off, isn't it? Really, you got to decide if it's worth it. I think it is to keep the game running smoother. I don't think my players are really going to sit around watching shadows too much. So yeah, that was one thing. Culling was another thing. That's what I wanted camera for. You can select your camera, and again, I'm no expert on this. I'm still trying to figure this out myself. But I bakes in. Whoop. Hit that bake button. It bakes in like segments of. It seems to separate your game into segments that the camera can cull with different positions. I think that did actually have quite a big impact. Like, you know, 10 frames per second, about 5 FPS. Worth doing. You know, it's quick and easy. A lot of this stuff as well. If you're fiddling around with shadow maps, lighting, and whatnot, the shaders can get affected. So you just have to keep an eye on down here, make sure it's not doing anything when you're running your game, like trying to recompile the shaders and all that type of thing in real time. Culling, shadows, light map encoding. Maybe that was in project settings. You see, I've just been playing around so much. I should have written this down properly and keep track of it all. Yeah, ultra. No, where did it go? There's so many options and so many overrides. Oh, here we go. Maybe it was around here. Anyway, you know, I need to look at light map shadows. Light map, what is it? Yeah, light map encoding. I think that's a big hog. But I can live with 30 frames per second for now. It's fine for me. And this is going to be quite an intensive game. You know, it's going to require fairly decent spec, I guess. Especially for the prototype. Hopefully for the real game I can have some options to adjust the settings. So that's kind of it with the performance. That's what I was doing. That took a few days, and when I say a few days, it's not full time. I've got a job and family and all that, so you know, in between everything else, fitting this in, did some performance. Also some smaller, let's just get rid of that for now. Smaller improvements. I readdressed the camera logic, so it's a bit easier for me to add new items, which I've done. There's more things to take photographs of now, and I'm probably going to have a daytime and nighttime list. A map. This is temporary. I've got a friend who's actually going to hand draw me a map, which is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that, and I think there's not quite sure how it's going to play out yet. If you have the map to begin with fully exposed, or maybe if you walk along, it exposes the area as you go along. I haven't quite figured that bit out, but there is a map now. Let's say the camera logic's a bit better, so now I've arrived. It's done. I need to add a little visual clue there. Oh yeah, we've got more particles. We've got birds that you can barely see. They seem to have... Oh, there we go. But they're flying around now, so a bit more life to the island, which is what we want. More particles. As I said, I think there is some butterflies around here. That was kind of the last thing I was doing. They weren't really showing up as well as I was hoping. There we go, there's a butterfly. So I might make them a bit bigger, a bit more colourful. But yeah, again, I just want a bit more life to the island. Another thing I've done is your current objectives. You now have to do them in order. I'm just jumping over to the campsite. Whereas before you could do them in any order and that would really screw things up. Now there's a rudimentary system to stop you from doing that. So look, locate the campsite. There is a mission around here. I can get to it about... no. Okay, so that's triggered the next objective, which is fine. There's a message around here for you. This chair actually, at the moment, it triggers a mission. But as you can see, we've still got the correct objective in hand. So if I go click the message, nice little sound effect as well, just to let you know you've done something there. Yeah, head down and meet Nike. Cool. The fire only works at night now, and I'm going to improve this because it looks a bit too glossy. And I've just noticed my smoke's gone. Don't know where that's gone. But this is getting very close now to stage 2 of the prototype. Stage 1 is sort of the daytime, some puzzles in the daytime. Stage 2 is nighttime and some puzzles in the nighttime. And then I think prototype's ready. Click the torch. Oh yeah, did some more work on the campsite in terms of the foliage. Again, Still need to do a bit more on that. This area needs more work. I did some more work on the streams and the lakes just to make those a bit more interesting. I think, yeah, they're pretty good. But I feel like I'm missing something with this. This is using the RAM Nature Manufacturers River Automated Material, and their demos look so much better, especially around the where you got the foam sort of hitting the rocks and the transparency. So I definitely need to play around with that more. Again, I think it's fine for the prototype. I'm not going to stress over it too much at this stage. It's there, it looks good. Did some work around this bit as well, actually. I put some more details in. Hey, look, we've got the radio. Oh no, can't pick up the radio. So I've broken that. I'll come back and fix that. But the radio now has this little bleeping sound. The last time it had alien chatter, but that didn't make any sense because you're supposed to be following the signal to your mic. So I changed it to a signal. So now when you're on track, it's beep beep beep, and when you come off track, it just goes silent, and all you hear is radio crackle. So you need to stay on track to find your friend. This area I spent some time redoing. More foliage. Redid the ocean as well. That's way too blue. That doesn't look right. So again, I need to come back with that RAM and sort that stuff out. So this is a whole new area. This was based on a real walk around the nature reserve where I live. Like it has these big corridors, trees, which is really nice, especially in springtime when all the plants start coming through. What else have we done? I don't think the lighthouse was there last week. I felt like this island also needs a lot of work, but I felt like there needed to be something on this island other than this one tree. Oh, look, we've got shadows of the birds. Don't know where the birds. Oh, they're up there. Yeah, I might have to fiddle with the volumetrics because this is sort of overkill now, isn't it? Really, it blurs out everything and it's a bit painful to the eyes. You've got some funky dancing deer. This is there's a cult on the island, a cult of deers, and they got a weird dance that they do. They're all four of them dancing to the tree. They should be dead. I don't know why they're dancing. I need to sort out their animations. They should all be lying down dead. Because something weird's happened here, isn't it? What's all this gear? Where's Mike? Oh yeah, you're following the radio walkie-talkie to this bit. Mystery sounds. And yeah, that's kind of it in terms of mission at the moment. That's not working either. So I've obviously broken the... Yeah, I know what that is. In my effort to stop you doing missions out of order, I've broken this in the radio, but that's fine. I know how to fix that. So this is going to kind of be it now. You hear that weird help me noise on the walkie-talkie. You're not sure if it's Mike or whatnot, but you decide to go back to camp and wait, which is a sensible thing to do. If you ever get lost, go back. Stay put. So you're going to go back to the camp. It's going to turn to nighttime. Meteor shower, weird stuff. Some nighttime puzzles, and then prototype done. I've not really spoken about this at all. But the reason I'm doing the prototype is I'm in very, 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 very early stages of discussion with a publisher. As I say, like at the moment we're just talking. They're interested in the game, like what I've been doing, and they've asked for a prototype because they want to sort of, I guess, play it firsthand and experience what's going on with the game. So that's why I'm just focusing on this prototype, trying to get get the two scenes together, because they are the two major parts of the game. You know, nighttime, daytime. I mean, it will switch a few times during the game, but there's the beauty side of it all, the nature side, and then there's the dark alien side, and I want them to be able to experience both aspects. Hence, that's what I'm doing. Done quite a bit this week actually. Yeah, pretty tough with that. I think. Oh, one last thing I did was I massively refactored. Not that anyone cares, but I care because it makes my life a little bit easier. Tidied up my game, and this took ages, especially in the world details. I separated everything into stones, grass, logs, branches, buildings. So now, you know, there are literally hundreds of stones which I had to sort of group up and put under the stone category. The reason I did all this actually wasn't just for making my life, well, making my project a bit tidier. I read somewhere that if you have, say, let's have stones which don't animate, don't move, they just sit there, right? You can group them up. You can make them all static. Now, I thought they said to select batching static, and that helps with the render process or something along these lines. Again, I need to read this in more detail. I'm sort of rushing through this just to try and get the prototype done. So what I needed to do was group everything together so that I could batch it properly. Turns out, I then read a post that says, "Oh, don't bother batching everything together. Use instances which are quicker and less resourceful." So that could have all been a waste of time, to be honest, but it's still quite nice to have it all tidy like that. So that was the other thing I did, was spend a few hours refactoring and cleaning up. And that's my devlog, I think, number 4 done. Yeah, a couple of other little... Thanks, I got, so one of my friends, Nick Bashford, is designing the map for the game, the menu. Another friend of mine, Mike Killingsmith, is doing me some artwork to go inside the bunker, which was something else I worked on this week, which also caused me a load of problems with flickering. So let's just quickly run over there. So yeah, I've got some artwork coming in, which is great, because I think, you know, it's stuff like that just makes the game a game. The more, you know, you need variety at the moment, so it's pretty. But I built this bunker. I had loads of problems with the camera clipping through the walls, because this is a hole in the texture with a 3D object inside of it. For some reason the camera wasn't rendering properly, and you could see straight through it, which was really annoying. But what's even more annoying is it doesn't do it now, and I don't know why. I haven't fixed it. I don't understand how that got resolved. But anyway, this bunker, I'm going to work on it more. It's a bit, obviously, rush jobby at the moment for the prototype, just so that it starts to set the scene as you're walking around the island for the first time, that this isn't all hunky-dory and pretty. There's some weird stuff going on as well. Yeah, that is it. That is what I've done this week. I'm sure it. Cool. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. Any questions or whatnot, feel free to leave them in the comments.